For some reason, I still haven't deleted Facebook, and if you've ever liked genealogy in any way, Meta thinks that you want to see this a lot. So I want to run through this very common meme in the context of what I'm always talking about of having multiple definition of ancestors to see what this has to say about that. So here you have a list of 11 generations here, even though it says 12 previous generations. They're not counting yourself as an ancestor, although they probably should, given how cell division works. Your self being a descendant in some way of your previous selves. But in any case, that's not the main point. The substantive criticism that is often made of this kind of list is that you don't really have 1024 eighth great grandparents or 2048 ninth great grandparents because of pedigree collapse. The idea that the ancestors will appear multiple times because the parents who conceived that child are first cousins, second cousins, or third cousins, and so they have repeats going back over time. But if we look at the bottom, we're talking not here about genetics, but about struggles, battles, difficulties, sadness, happiness. I would add cultural traits such as language and forms of art. We're not really talking about something that is partible like that. If somebody appears multiple times in your sixth generation, their impact upon you is going to be greater. So it's not really a problem that we're having a binary expansion because we're not talking about genetics alone. We're talking about genetics, epigenetics, and culture. Now, I'm also always saying that once we get past generation 7, we start losing ancestors genetically, such that by the time we get to the 10th generation, fewer than half of the slots that are contributing to the birth of a person are actually contributing any DNA. And if you go back 30 generations, it's like 0.1% and decreasing from there. But again, we're not talking about genetics, which is why this number is actually not high enough. The people who are contributing genetically, epigenetically, and culturally are not necessarily parents who are assumed to be both biological and culturally, anthropologically defined, but a larger number of adults, a larger number of child-parent relationships that go back through time. So we should have something like this exponential expansion, but with a larger number of people who are involved when we have definitions of ancestor that respect what definitions of ancestor have been in cultures throughout the world and continue to be, and not this false dynamic where you have to have two parents, they both have to be legal and they both have to be biological, and therefore you're going to have an exponential expansion that just goes by powers of 2 as if it's a computer science problem. It is not.